We're live. Shit, that's the wrong screen.
God, if you can hear me clap once.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we can continue yapping about romantic literature and
Hopefully we are
Hopefully.
being able to be heard on the stream.
well, yeah, I think I can hear you guys. Hold on.
Okay, we are, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
It didn't break this time. Yay. Anyway, continue on as I stall for time. Yap stream.
Yap stream.
The upstream moments.
Yeah.
We were talking about the fucking Victorian romantic literature and comparing
Yeah.
it to Grey Ace
Likely thing
Attorney.
for us to be doing.
I simply think that likely thing for us to be doing. I simply think that like case 2-3 onward is like Gothic literature to me.
Yeah, yes, correct.
That's because you're right.
Yeah, like they
Yeah,
did
you
that
have,
shit
like,
on
the-
purpose.
You have like the mysticism involved.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a rising from the dead.
Yeah, the rising from the dead is
ghost
crazy.
story, ghost
Yeah.
thing happening.
There's
Um,
definitely, with the professor and then with even like Kazuma's resurrection. There's
I have a thing about Kazuma's role in the story as a ghost because he is one.
Something Frankenstein's monster. Something,
Yes.
Yeah.
They couldn't have given Albert Harebrain the Frankenstein design because it would have gone too hard for a case
Yeah.
that already
True.
goes too hard.
Yep. And just like Frankenstein, they're all gay.
Yeah.
True.
They're all gay and have just weird fascinations in many different
Literally,
directions.
the point of
a big
Frankenstein is
chat.
about a man who's
Yeah,
so terrified of women and
Mhm.
despises women so much that he wants to figure out how to make life without a woman being involved.
Like he
And it
literally
doesn't turn out
can't.
Well,
He can't think of that. You can't add
So
another cool
wrote
goth
the
to that
daughter
case.
of one of the first like feminist writers. Let's
yes.
go.
Mhm.
So wrote Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. Yes.
Yeah. We
Um,
I was in a Discord call. I don't remember how this came up, but it's me, so it must have come up in a normal fashion. We may have been talking about the Del Toro Frankenstein. But the what was I gonna say? We were on a call and I was talking to the other Max, and he just goes, like he's reading about Mary Shelley, like the night that she started writing Frankenstein, and he goes, Lord Byron. That Lord Byron? And I was like, yeah, of course that Lord Byron. I don't know what
Yes.
you're talking about, but of course
Yes,
that
that
Lord
Lord
Byron.
Yeah.
And like a
God,
day or
wasn't it-
so before we had
he's what the Beach Boys song "I Get Around" was written about.
Sorry.
True. No, wasn't the I think it was Percy Shelley or whatever, where it's like Lord Byron went off on like this like week-long bender and was just like found completely like passed out, like hungover in a gutter somewhere. And
Yeah,
somebody
I'm sure.
wrote to like Percy Shelley, like, we found your man, and Percy Shelley responded basically with put him back.
put him back. That's crazy.
Put him back. Get his
Put
ass
him
away from me.
back.
This is my favorite detail about Frankenstein is that it's actually technically epistolatory. Is that the word?
I think it's just epistolary.
Epistolary.
Yeah, it
because
is.
it's Robert Walton or whatever his name is.
Mhm.
Robert, whatever. Robert Walton.
The dude
who's
in the
encou-
arc.
the dude on the
yeah,
boat.
Boat
They're doing the art. Yeah.
in the cold place.
Yes, and
I don't
the one
remember
that
which pole it
Frankenstein
is.
Also gay with.
Cool.
But anyway,
I believe
like
you.
he's talking about, you know, like it's the classic trope of I'm writing to my sister all the crazy shit that just happened to me with this guy who showed up on our boat and told us the story, which is the story of the novel Frankenstein by Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. And okay, so here's the thing. It opens to Mrs. Saville, England, and then like talks about it. And in the course of that first letter, we learn that Robert Walton's sister's name is Margaret. So her name is Margaret Walton Saville. This book was written by Mary Wollstonecraft
Oh.
Shelley.
I was like, I know you're trying to tell me something.
I was like,
but
there's a
can't
bit
figure
here
out
and I'm
what it
not getting it. No, I see.
MWS.
I understand.
Yeah.
She's John Wilson herself.
Yes.
Nice.
I love Frankenstein so
I
much.
need to read it.
is
I'm
such a good
unfortunately
book.
Dracula is literally less than 2 feet away from me. Not the guy, The book is. Sorry, I
There
said
are
that.
federal agents outside my house.
It would have been. It would have been a much
Actually,
cooler
wall?
statement if it was the guy. No, the book is like.
Julie, can you just add a PNG of Dracula
Of
just like
Dracula.
staring, like right behind you?
Dracula
Yeah,
just
I can. I'll
lizard
start working
fashion
on that.
down the wall.
I'll start working on that literally right now.
So when I think one of my favorite stupid like Dracula posts when like Dracula Daily was super popular. It's like, oh, so when Spider-Man scales the wall, he's a superhero, but when I count Dracula.
Yeah. Because my friend and I were doing Dracula Daily and I fell off of it, but at this point in time, I had read the daily update and she hadn't, like, for that day yet. And I went, ooh, Dracula Daily, something, something. Like, I texted her something about Dracula Daily and she goes, is today Lizard Day?
I ask that every year.
And it was Lizard Day.
Oh, God.
Okay, I think I found a really good Dracula screen cap. I
Yeah,
still
but-
need to put on Instagram that I'm live because I know how to
That's crazy.
do social media. I have
like,
education in that.
People associate
Drink.
Drink
and
yeah, Dracula and Frankenstein together because both novels were adapted into Universal films that were both
Yes.
released in 1931. That being said,
Oh, that's large,
they're
damn
very
it.
different, and they were written like 80 years apart.
Yeah, don't worry about
Yes.
the Castlevania meme.
Yes. What is a man? A miserable little pile
Yeah.
of secrets.
I don't know anything about the
so-
Castlevania game.
Die,
It-
monster! You don't belong in this world. When Richter was revealed for Smash Ultimate, I was freaking the fuck out.
Understandable. I
Because
gotta move
I
me to move
love
Dracula the guy.
Rondo of Blood. It's my favorite Castlevania game,
Mm.
and I was so excited that they announced Simon Belmont. I'm like, fuck yeah, I love Castlevania. I love
What's his
Simon
name?
Belmont.
Oh, it's
and
because of
then
Belmont.
the fact that Richter was also a playable character in the game. I'm like, this is even better than I could have ever hoped.
Okay, Dracula is now 2
going
feet
back-
away from me, the guy.
The guy.
Okay.
Going back to Frankenstein for a second, we did have like a trivia question the other day that we all got wrong, but there was like a 1994 film, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and they asked
Mhm.
like which Oscar-winning actor played the
Oh yeah.
played Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, this is why we
And
got
I was
onto the
like-
topic in the call. I was saying that
Yeah.
I was reciting this question.
Yeah. And I was like, I have no idea. And we're thinking, because it's Kenneth Branagh directed it, so it's like, okay, who's been in like Kenneth Branagh movies? Maybe like Anthony Hopkins or something like that. You know, it's like somebody who's like really articulate but could be kind of scary. You know, coming off Silence of the Lambs or something. No, it was fucking Robert De Niro. I was like, what?
Crazy choice.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anthony
bada
Hopkins
bing.
would be really good. Hey, bada bing.
It'd be very funny to get to the scene where Frankenstein catches up with the creature for the first time, or I guess the other way around. The creature catches up with Frankenstein, and like he learns that the creature is now able to speak. And it'd be very funny if the first words out of his mouth were like, "Hey, bada bing."
Hey, bada bing, I'm gonna be with you on your wedding night.
Hey, bada bing, I'm walking here.
I mean, modern adaptation of Frankenstein where the creature learns
alive.
how to speak
For some
from
reason.
watching TikTok.
Anyway, Great Ace Attorney.
Hey, Ace Attorney. We actually did get a really cool question on this one. I'm just still stalling
Speaking
for
of
time.
monsters,
Speaking of monsters, Magnus McGilded.
Yes.
Ooh,
True.
Fuck that guy. I think
I
that's
just
What a-
what
what a
because
bastard.
it is interesting like how some elements from Farewell My Turnabout are like lovingly rehashed in there, where it's one of those moments where it's you sort of, although a lot sooner, so it's kind of banking on, do you know about the typical Ace Attorney formula, because it's
Mhm.
about to be like put on its head again. But for new players who just started with Great Ace Attorney, who like don't aren't familiar with that formula, and it's like completely like, what the fuck is happening? But it is interesting to note, like, the huge difference between McGilded and On Guard, where it's like McGilded is like quintessentially almost like a criminal mastermind if it wasn't for Ryu coming in and like really starting Ryu's powers of observation, which he's known for.
Of course.
Because it's like On Guard, he has other people do the dirty work for him. He just makes the call, and so it's not one of those things where he can feasibly remove himself from this situation. And McGilded is like, oh, you know, things are worth doing. They're worth doing yourself.
He gets right into the thick of it, and like, I love him because he is a criminal mastermind and he's a bastard, but he's always in control. He is so nonplussed that even when things don't go his way, even when Ryu does his best to like get some semblance of justice, he's like, no, I'm shutting this down. It's been fun, but like we all know where this was going. And he just pulls all the strings and he gets it done, and that's it. And it's just so fascinating. In fact, I think I don't know if we talked about this in the previous stream or not, or exactly, but like it's easy to compare Strongheart and Gant because of gestures vaguely at them. But Gant is just like a better character or like a more intriguing villain, exactly because he is even so much more in control to the point where when things don't go his way, it doesn't even like emotionally faze him because Gant has already won. There's even when Gant gets put away, he's already achieved everything he's meant to do. And I think McGilded is the character who's most like that here, where it doesn't matter what you do to him, you just cannot, I mean, unless you like set him on fire, of course, but like up to that point,
that's a good idea.
There's nothing you could actually do.
Crazy idea.
Yeah, he
Oh my
still
God, that's a
did
good
what he
idea,
came
guys.
here to do.
Yeah.
So
And you know, you could argue like if Ryu had even more time as a lawyer, or if this wasn't his first fucking day in Great Britain, like if he had more time, like could he have actually brought about a more just situation here? And to be honest, I really don't even think so. Like I think he was just already, everything was stacked up against him from day one, and I would struggle to think of even like a fully power leveled Ryu being able to bring him to justice.
Also, before we get too focused on one topic, I do want to say hi to Cinna and to Sam. Hi. Speaking of Strongheart, though, we've had a lot of, like, at least in me yapping in Templar tags, and I feel like in my Discord server recently, we've had, like, a good amount of, like, Strongheart analysis, I feel. Cause there was the shit post going on about the Lysanderoth bit from ProCT.
yes.
Yes, it was I. The machinations lay undetected for years.
Yeah.
For I am a master of deception.
Lysanderoth, it was you. But what was I gonna say? Some people were talking about like there's a couple different perspectives on it.
I always carry 2 guns. Sorry.
So one of the perspectives on it was I feel like I don't often see the perspective of like Strongheart's boring. I feel like people just, if they find him boring, they kind of pass over him. But like the two perspectives I sort of saw, like by scrolling through the tags and just being nosy about what everybody's opinions on this character are, it was between like he didn't really need to be a twist villain because there's 20 quadrillion twists at the end of the game anyway. And the other one, which I subscribe to, but I don't know how intentional this was on the part of the writers, so much as just it happened and it happens to make sense. But he represents just like structural, like societal power in such a way that he can be obvious and get away with it.
Yeah.
I don't think that was on purpose. I think that was an oops, but it's a good oops.
I mean, yeah, I think about his appeal to the
themes, then it's good.
His appeal to the crowd in 2.5 is
That's
kind of
good.
like the polar opposite. It's kind of like the polar opposite of Christoph's Gavin's Crash Out in 4-4.
Yeah.
Like,
Happy accident, exactly.
but
I think that part
it's-
was good, but like when they comment, like Ryunosuke and Susato comment on it, I think, and they're like, wow, like he really knows how to manipulate the people. And I was like, I don't think he's that skilled of a manipulator. I think he keeps getting
No.
lucky. He keeps getting really
No, I
lucky
don't
with
think-
blackmail, and also it's less strong heart and more just the systems at play that are making that happen.
yeah.
Mhm.
Appealing to the British imperialism inside of
Yeah.
the heads of the gallery.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's less that Strongheart is capable of manipulating the public and just more the cultural zeitgeist surrounding British nationalism at the time.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Where he fits within that. That just allows for more people to agree with what he's putting down.
Mhm.
But even if somebody else had said it, they would still
They would have
agree,
agreed with
I
it,
feel.
which like
Which I suppose is arguably a potential like defense of Vicky Ex Machina, where it's like
Yeah.
the only force more powerful in the British imagination than imperialism is God Save the Queen.
is literally. There's also
Sometimes
like
the two aren't mutually exclusive.
They're
Yeah.
not. They're not. But in this
Um,
case, in this
yeah.
one particular case,
because to
that
me
one could outweigh the other.
to me, Victoria Ex Machina is like kinda, which is so fun to say because it sounds so cool.
It's funny. It's
Sounds
funny
like she's
how,
coming in
so
a mech,
there's-
being like,
No,
"All right,
exactly.
bitches."
Yes.
There's so much like Japanese media that utilizes Victoria Ex Machina.
Ex Machina is so
weird.
funny.
It's
Oh,
just
Moriarty the
like-
Patriot
it's
does it.
so
Moriarty
funny.
the Patriot does
It's
it.
like-
So
and Black Butler too.
and Black Butler repeatedly.
Yeah.
The thing about Moriarty the Patriot is it is no joke, like the same thing as Great Ace Attorney. People should, if they're looking for a fun Sherlock Holmes adaptation by people who really like Sherlock Holmes and know their shit about Sherlock Holmes, but then went, we're gonna write some fun yaoi about it. Then read
Which is
Sounds like
the
Moriarty the
first
Attorney to
Patriot.
me, yeah.
Which is what everybody does. But read Moriarty the Patriot. But I wouldn't recommend it as like peak literature. That said, the premise of Moriarty the Patriot is, you know how Arthur Conan Doyle was really, really bad at keeping his facts straight about his own damn characters. So he accidentally wrote like 3 different descriptions for Moriarty. And so they were like, we're gonna synthesize this into 3, not synthesize, the opposite of synthesize. We're gonna split it into 3 different characters. And the basis is, what if Moriarty was trying to destroy what power the British nobility had at the time, even if it meant through extremely violent means. And what happens at the end of Moriarty the Patriot, I would argue this is spoilers, but like not really. What happens at the end of Moriarty the Patriot is generally the message is it shouldn't reasonably be one person's responsibility to vigilante justice their way through social reform. It will cause too much guilt and too much pain for one person. You can't do that. Which is a decent message, but the way they execute it is the Victoria Ex Machina is, it's like Victoria sees all of London burning because the people are rising up and they need change, and goes, I'm going to reflect on this and have a really good think about it. You guys are right.
She would not fucking say that.
It was literally like, I'm gonna think really hard about this. You've made a strong point.
If only there was a historical example 100 years prior to this.
You're not gonna, you're
uh,
never going to guess what the conspiracy theory is in Moriarty the Patriot. Yeah, she makes a YouTuber apology. Is that a book? Moriarty the Patriot. Moriarty the Patriot is a manga anime series. It's fun. You should watch it.
Man,
Yeah. I recommend watching it
many
for
people are
fun.
telling me this.
You should watch it
I recommend watching it for fun.
for fun. Don't watch it for like any other reason. Don't watch it for good Sherlock Holmes adaptation. Don't watch it for Don't watch it for, oh, this like makes a clear like stance on the sociopolitics of what's going on. Don't watch it for that. Only watch it for like hee hee yay wee.
Like Death Note.
Yeah, but like worse. There's a video essay that I
Oh,
haven't
boy.
watched
Worse does
that actually calls Moriarty the Patriot Death Note's spiritual successor. And I haven't watched the essay yet, so I do not know how or why they came to that conclusion, but it's kind of similar of like, except what if Kira had like the world's worst guilt complex?
Wow.
That feels like it would even make it more interesting, but perhaps not.
Sometimes video essays should remain in the brain. I
And
got
sometimes they need to
Saying-
be given to the people, like the video
Yeah.
essay that's about how Lemonade Mouth and Conclave are the same movie.
What?
Oh my god.
That's
awesome.
crazy.
Phenomenal.
No, because I got recommended one.
Oh,
that
you know what
was,
else is the
like-
same movie?
Are you gonna say Mean Girls and
Whiplash
Conclave? Oh.
Whiplash and Ice Princess.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, real though.
It's
No,
the
but
same movie.
I got recommended a video essay that was basically along the lines of like, I'm sick of us forgetting that platonic friendship exists. Friendship is not gay. I'm like,
Oh my god.
shut up. Like, truly just let people enjoy themselves.
Really.
Trying to space your
Destroy
Avatars
the
out
internalized
evenly.
homophobia in your head.
I'm sending the.
Oh, I do want to go back to disagree. All friendship is gay.
Sure.
This has been
I
deep
know.
thoughts
True.
timeline.
This is true.
Sorry.
And the thumbnail was like Sam and Frodo, so I'm sure it was like one of
Oh
those,
my
like,
God.
those things where it's like J.R.R. Tolkien was a Catholic, and I was like, who gives a shit?
Who
We're
gives a
postmodern,
shit?
Roland Barthes, Death of the Author. Do what you want.
Do whatever. I
Do
don't
what you want
care.
forever.
I mean, if people are still relying on authorial intentionalism
Yeah.
to do any kind of analysis, like as like anything other than interesting facts,
Yeah.
like as opposed, you shouldn't let that dictate analysis.
Started fidgeting with a fountain pen and now there's ink all over my hands.
Me when I
Oh, this is just
wrote,
like ink.
Oh,
That's
this
why
is
it's
just like
called a reading or an interpretation. We're
me
not
when I
saying
put a
it's
shit
fact.
ton of my papers from my Intro to Critical Theory course in this folder.
literally
yesterday.
fucked. Anyway, this too is the will. Anyway, I did want to say another point about Strongheart before veering way too far off track. Which was my other point about Strongheart was a lot of people were just like describing whether or not they like the prompt was, did we not all clock Strongheart immediately, basically? And the answer is I clocked him immediately because I clock. Yeah, exactly. That was also a solid chunk of the tags. Fear not. But what pen do you use? So this is the Miles Edgeworth one that Capcom gifted me. Which makes this more embarrassing somehow. I do have I have the
Edgeworth
pen
in your
listed.
brain being like, how embarrassing.
Shut the fuck up, Edgeworth in my brain. Like,
Keyboard, fountain pen.
damn. He is behind me. Both the wig and the Nendoroid are in my room. Fuck, there's a lot of Miles
behind
Edgeworth
you
in my
is
room.
Dracula, and then behind Dracula is Edgeworth.
It's Miles Edgeworth.
There's like 3 Edgeworths in my room. I need this pen. It's not like for sale. It is like you can get the pen. They happened to
Oh.
custom engrave this one.
That one stage musical where it's all the. Oh wait, is it all the Phoenixes or all the Edgeworths? It's a bunch of Edgeworths, right?
It's all that. It's a bunch of Edgeworths.
It's a bunch of
I
Edgeworths.
think.
No, I thought it was a
That's
bunch of
you.
Phoenixes and Edgeworth was getting
Was
it.
it?
And it's
No, it's a
I don't
million
remember.
Edgeworths. You're right.
No,
You're right.
it's a bunch of Edgeworths. Yeah.
Yes, you in your
I
room
wrote about the
right now.
Takaruzuka review.
Yeah. That's
I
one of
think
them.
I know what I'm talking about.
I think
That's from that's from the Truth Reborn, right?
Genius.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's from the
I
Reborn. Yeah.
Diana gave me their
Yummy Guide
DVD
is-
of,
Oh,
the
you
Truth
ended up with it?
of the Truth Reborn.
Oh God, because I did ask about it because I was like, does it have Japanese subtitles? Because then I could figure out how to translate.
Oh, yeah,
do
yeah,
all
yeah.
that
I
stuff.
don't.
And
don't
Diana was like,
think
I don't think so.
so.
I was like,
No, I think it is. I think it is just straight up the. I mean, there are titles and stuff, but not actual captions.
Oh, but anyway, clock joke. The bit was, fuck, I typed up a whole response about what the pen was and then it oh no, wait, I got it. pretend I didn't pause so that I didn't need to type all that out. Anyway, the thing was about whether or not Strongheart was obviously evil from the beginning. And like the reason I thought he was obviously evil was because I saw him next to Gant in promo art. That was it. But like on replaying it, like, god damn, is he into the idea of empire?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he's
Oh yeah.
to my knowledge the only person to bring up the phrase that the sun never sets on the British Empire. Maybe another character says it at some point. I'm sure somebody in chat probably knows. But like he's the first person to bring that up, and he also like talks about how great the Empire is, more than I would say you get like in one sitting. Like for a lot of the game, like it's the strongest. To be fair, it's your like first interaction with somebody in Britain besides the guy driving you places, who was very nice actually. But it's just surprisingly.
Like
the one friendly
British
guy
person, that's fine.
but like he really is into the idea of empire, and I need to go back and like actually sit down and watch the Takarazuka musical, because I keep like there's a nagging joke in the back of my brain about like, didn't they make Strongheart like really into Queen Victoria in the musical?
I think
I
so.
feel like they did, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that sounds
So,
familiar.
really into her, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Whenever I think about this, this is like one of those things that I read once and will probably be in my brain forever.
Oh,
which
no.
is I wrote something, or I read. What was I taking? I was taking Romantic British Literature, which is a class I took in college, and one of the things I read in that, because we read a bunch of stuff like in that time period, and one of the things we read were reflections by Edmund Burke on the French Revolution. And Edmund Burke, for those not in the know, is basically the founder of modern conservative thought, in which like any kind of like reactionary impulse to social change or social progressivism basically is just relying on the same tropes and tactics that Burke uses, and one of those is basically this like very thin veneer of like love for country mapping onto like a sexual desire for the royal family.
Yeah.
And like describing Mary Antoinette being like taken hold of by revolutionaries, and like writing about this in like an extremely like,
Oh, like this is like a
like the underpinning is like absolutely this is like an erotic thing,
like a
that
knight in
Edmund
shining
Burke can't
armor
stop thinking
fantasy
about.
kind of.
Yeah, kind of. It's well, except no one's gonna save her because you know.
Oh, I see. I thought this was
choppy.
a no.
But like,
This is a
but
different direction.
it's kind of like envisioning like.
Did you just say choppy
But
choppy?
he was there.
Wait, today's her death day. Wait, today's her death day. Today is Marie Antoinette's death day.
Oh,
It straight up
there you
is,
go.
and I know that because it's my dad's birthday.
Queen.
Oh my god.
R.I.P. Queen.
Oh my
Anyway,
god. Literally.
Point is,
This
point
was
is
2:30.
there's like this association with like, and I don't know, you kind of see this recurring where people substitute in the way that they write about things, like their love of their country. It's usually personified in some kind of figurehead that is written about in these like probably in many cases barely vaguely disguised sexual terms.
Yeah, I'm also kind of thinking of like the personification of nations, like not just as monarchs, but like Lady Liberty or.
Well, welcome
Yeah.
back, Natalia.
Stop! Shut the fuck up! Get that off my
I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
No, it's my own damn fault. I lived in such a blissful world for a moment where Natalia didn't exist.
I'm sorry.
We can't dwell on this topic. I'll start spiraling. No, but what the fuck was I going to say? I hate that was my first thought too.
Sorry,
Well,
Sam.
okay, I'm glad we all collectively cringed for a moment there. Anyway, continue on. What the fuck were we talking about?
Well, we were talking about how it's like
Because I was
is-
associating this with
Strongheart being,
like
like, really
attachment to
into-
Queen
Yeah.
Victoria.
Yeah.
Queen
and
Victoria.
I
and,
need to
whether
confirm that.
He was an obvious villain.
Oh yeah, I need to like
Um,
confirm whether he's like that about Victoria, but I feel like he was. Oh my god, my mom saw me watching Hatalia Axis Powers and asked me seriously, you know the Axis Powers are the bad guys, right? And I was like, yeah, it's just an anime. Yeah, I don't know how we all got around that fucking title. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Sorry, the like brain rot just keeps like taking out my the like I don't know how many characters you could like confidently in Great Ace Attorney, because they're not going to touch on something that's technically still, you know, like modern like relevant to modern politics. But I don't know how many like characters you could confidently call like monarchists in the game. I think
Yeah, just
overall
living in-
yeah, I think overall the characters are polite towards the concept of the monarchy, but choppy.
I'll go back and
Go on.
clip Dracula, not the guy.
Yeah, Dracula, not the guy. No, but the like people who are like absolutely pro the monarchy in the game, like I shit you not, I said that and I got a call that my caller ID said political call for. My phone is currently vibrating with a call that says political call.
You're getting a
Very
call from
nice.
political, man.
What? Oh my god, political is calling me. Shut the fuck up. Anyway. Anyway. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like characters who are definitely like pro the queen. Strongheart. I don't know if I could list anybody else. Like I know in text in Sherlock Holmes is like he refers to himself as patriotic and like at one point for certain works for the monarchy. But like I don't know how many other Great Ace Attorney characters you could say are pro monarchy in general, or like favorable towards it at least. But like Strongheart is very abruptly kind of dumps that on you.
Also, I'm trying to think of like how this may or may not be connected to how the Japanese characters relate to like the the imperial institution of Japan, like the emperor and so on. But like that doesn't really come up, right? Because even though that's like
It doesn't.
That's one of the things that like you know you have to sort all that out with the Meiji Restoration is like
Yeah.
what is the relationship between these institutions, and obviously this is pre like early 20th century imperialist Japan, but like it's I without trying to like dig too deeply into Shu Takami's psychology, I
Yeah.
just feel like it probably isn't something he thinks about very much.
I
Like
don't
in terms of
think so.
like
I think you're
his
right.
his interest is not really in I think he just kind of assumes based on the time periods that these are set that like we're in basically democracy, except there's like a figurehead that doesn't really play into any role here, which
Yeah, I also
probably is not historically accurate, but it's also not really something I think he's thinking about very
It's
much.
also like Victoria is barely a character in the games. And then Emperor Meiji is even less of a character. Like I don't even know how often he's mentioned, if at all.
Does Ouchi even mention him? I think
I feel like there
Ouchi-
is one in like
Maybe
the
he
first.
says the emperor, but he doesn't specifically say.
don't
Emperor
know.
Meiji.
Yeah.
There is like reference to the Empire. I don't know how much reference there is to the Emperor. I also
wait, what is
Yeah.
the emperor called Meiji at this point?
Yeah, that's his name,
Or is
isn't
that
it?
the po- is
Yeah,
that
it would
the
still
po-
be
is that-
Meiji by this
Is that the
point.
posthumous name?
no, I think it's his name during the era. Pretty sure. Oh, I switched tabs. I'm
Because
not
I know there's
actually.
the thing.
but-
There's the thing where
Yeah, they get a
yeah,
different
no,
name when they
no,
die.
no.
Is he
His
not?
name was Mutsuhito.
Oh, whoops.
And he's and because when the emperors die, then they're
then
given
they
an
name it. I
honorary
see.
title posthumously, and their era is titled after that.
Oh, so
like,
his name wouldn't have been that anyway.
Yeah, Mutsuhito.
They
was
do
the emperor.
mention the Meiji era during the games, largely as a joke, because the second tutorial case, sorry, I had to hiccup. The Ryutaro case, she mentions like, oh, you're having your own like mini Meiji restoration. It's also, I think, like, it's easier to determine, in my mind at least, but I'm also like going digging for this and like trying to like dissect it and like come up with shit, from very, very minimal crumbs of information. But to me, it's more obvious to be able to tell, like, the stance on, like, the Meiji Restoration and, like, what's presented in the game, I think, is more about the concept of society changing at the time and, like, quote-unquote modernizing or westernizing. And that's kind of a hot topic in the Japan focus cases. And I think it's pretty easy to see what like Kazuma's opinions on that are. Because I am brain rotted, I know that like specifically Genshin was designed to look like someone who was very receptive to Western ideals, because that was considered like a very radical point of view at the time, because he's wearing a suit instead of a kimono.
Yes.
And I think I want to say Nudi was like, I wanted him to have short hair, no, he wanted him to have long hair, but I think Shu Takumi was like, can we cut it shorter? I don't think he would have long hair, and that's like at least I know from the like Korean sentiments at the same time that like cutting your hair short was a very radical change. In Korea, the reason is because it's a very Confucianist society, and was at the time. And so your hair isn't something that you really touch because it's a gift from your parents. But Japan, the Confucian ideologies didn't take root as heavily, so it may have been a different cultural religious background. But the point is, like, cutting your hair short was a new thing.
Well, I'm trying to see, because like in terms of like because I did a research project a couple years ago about like trans womanhood in Japan and how it's depicted in films, and so to what I found, actually, like, efforts were made in the late 19th century to regulate hair, and men had to have cropped hairstyle or risk having to pay a fine.
Holy
actually.
shit. They did that in Korea in like the 70s at one point.
Isn't
And
it BYU?
Holy shit, really?
Everything
Yes.
they
Oh
can
my
tax,
God.
they tax. Candles, beads,
Beard tax joke.
Beard tax.
dildos.
I've heard the exact reference you're making right now, and I don't remember what it's from.
It's a reference to when I was on Kate's Tagash streams
Oh, right,
in the escapades. and that is the reference to the Bruno Paurosnik classic, Objects I've Shoved Up My Ass.
Yes, there we go. Anyway, I have a funny story about Korea, presumably under authoritarian rule. Jackie Chan used to date a Korean woman, so he's actually very, very good at Korean. But he was giving an interview once where, because his Korean was so good, this was an era where hairstyles were regulated, like a modern era where hairstyles were regulated, mind you. And so a cop like came up to him on the street, and because visually, how can you tell that Jackie Chan is not Korean? And his Korean like speech was too good. The cop like didn't believe him when he said he was a foreigner and like cut his hair in the street.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's crazy. Or like find him, I don't remember. It's been a really long time since I heard this story, but like the point is, there were legal repercussions.
Those are two very different outcomes.
There were legal repercussions for what was happening in his hair. I'm pretty sure his hair got cut like in the street.
That's crazy.
Right? But anyway, what was I
Me
saying?
walking to work with my shears. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Me too.
This was also a thing in like schools when my mom was a kid, where, because school hairstyles are regulated. They still are, I think, but like it's more like a you can't bleach your hair situation. Because like uniforms and whatnot. But like they used to like straight up like cut girls' hair if they were too long, which is horrific.
Hold on, let me look up this detail because I know this was a thing.
The
but I wanna know the
BBYU
exact
thing is
detail.
not really in effect anymore, but there was like for most of BYU's time that it's been a school. This is Brigham Young University, for those who don't know, the Mormon school. But for a very long time, their like dress code, they called it the honor code. But part of that was like for men, your hair could not touch your neck past a certain point, and you could not have any facial hair. And then there's just like the normal dress code. Women had to wear skirts that had to be at least to your knees. Both my parents went to BYU. My mom has told me a story many times where, like, well, kind of similar to that, she said that my uncle, who also went, did have his hair, like, someone pulled him aside and had, like, made him cut his hair, like, on the spot. But there was someone who saw her in a shorter skirt and made her literally kneel on the ground to prove that it was past her knees.
God.
Fucked.
I can't verify
Shout
this
out to
Jackie
the city
Chan
of
story, and I
Durham.
don't know what to Google in Korean to make the. Fuck.
Shout out to the city of Durham, North Carolina, for making it illegal in 2021 to discriminate on the basis of hairstyle.
Nice.
Boom.
And also for being the fourth largest city in America that starts with the letter D.
Yeah.
Secondarily.
The fourth largest city in the United States that starts with the letter D.
I was reciting this like to other people, and one of my friends just goes, "No, that can't be right. Durham's not that. They don't even have a major airport."
we do. We just share it with
No,
Raleigh.
exactly. You share it
and
with
Chapel
Raleigh.
Hill.
Like,
It's crazy.
Oh,
It's so funny. Yeah, because we were like Des Moines. It's like no.
yeah,
it's
that's what I
Durham.
would think, but
Durham.
no.
But in terms of space, that actually makes sense because I think it's not very dense, like population density in Durham. It's not very dense. It is spread out over a bit of a space. So like I get that.
Yeah. Anyway, fuck, we were talking about Meiji Restoration, like attitudes and
We cannot stay on topic.
we're
All this
kind of
talk about
on
hair
topic.
cutting, and I'm like, ouchies, hair.
Yes,
Something.
actually,
Something,
because
something,
like the cutting of hair is kind of a. I feel like it often gets like brought up as like the cutting of hair is a very important thing in Japan. I think the cutting of hair is kind of important everywhere.
Yeah.
I think if somebody does a big haircut, it's a
murder
big
is
thing
actually
everywhere.
very frowned upon in Japan.
I fucking
Yeah.
love that joke so much. It's so funny to me. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Things you should never do if you travel to Japan. Murder. Murder's very frowned
Yeah,
upon.
it's actually very frowned upon in
against their
Japanese culture.
Yeah.
It's very
It was actually very, very insensitive of Josiah Brett to do that.
True.
really culturally
Although again,
Oh, there goes my
Giselle Brett
travel
being
plans.
Asian is like my favorite.
It's funny.
Thank you for introducing that to me because
I
this is real
can
now.
make any character
This
you
is
want
real now.
Asian, man. Like I like a part of me wants to pursue that more seriously as like a thing about like how Asian immigrants in like immigrant communities in London at the time were treated. Like she doesn't have to be Japanese for this like internalized racism
Yeah.
torture dome to to occur, you know. It might even
Did
be
Britain force China to give them Hong Kong yet, or is that later?
fuck, we discussed this once and I don't remember.
Ooh, okay.
Remember,
hold
like,
on.
just brought
Opium
this
Wars,
up.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, fuck. We keep looking this up, I
let's
feel.
see.
I have to like write it down and put it on a sticky note somewhere. I'm usually pretty
99-year lease starting in 1898.
Is it 99 years?
But
Thank you for the hydrator, Dave.
yes, it was a
So
99-year lease.
1898
Okay.
to 1997.
To
That
1999,
is
but
easier,
it had been a
'cause-
colony of the British Empire since the 1840s as a consequence
Jesus
of losing
Christ.
the First Opium War.
What was I gonna say? I do think it's also interesting in that effect that Kazuma ends up in Hong Kong. But the thing about like this hypothetical scenario where I like very seriously explore the concept of Josiah Brett being mixed race and potentially part Asian or East Asian specifically, is it might even be a scenario where, I mean, she grew up in the East End, right? Like, we know that about her. It's possible she just doesn't know her ethnic background. She just knows, like, to an extent what, like, an approximation of it might be. And if she is able to pass pretty convincingly as just a white woman from the upper class, like, especially if she
wears the mask.
Especially if
right?
she wears the mask, because we never ever see her eyes. And I do, like, I have met biracial Asian people who look very white. And who have, like, I actually know, I know somebody actually who's half Asian who has red hair, which is bonkers.
That's awesome.
But like, I know a lot of people who just, like, the genetic, like, genetics are crazy, man. you can just, like, pop out looking like anything.
I love Punnett squares.
Yeah, man.
I know. My mom was blonde, my dad was a brunette, and I came out with bright red hair.
My dad was
Like,
blonde.
oh, man.
My dad was blonde when he was, like, a really little kid. This doesn't affect me in any way, but
What's funny about being Irish is, like,
turned out blonde.
You have your dominant gene and your recessive gene, and then you have, like, your extra super hidden Irish recessive gene where you can just turn out to look like that.
Yeah.
No, I was, like, literally assigned Irish at birth.
No, literally happens. The person that no, literally
True.
the person that I know who is half Asian and has red hair is in fact half Irish.
I would assume so.
No, it's literally like, this sounds like a joke. This sounds like a joke, but it's true. Anyway, what was I saying here? Oh no, but, like, the theoretical, like, universe where Josiah Brett is this, like, mixed Asian woman, and is able to pass, and, like, the thing with Josiah Brett is that persona is entirely crafted based on the idea that Japanese people cannot tell that she's not an extremely privileged, rich student. And to be fair, as far as we can tell, she was doing all of her studies and keeping up with them. But, like, one thing that I think, again, was an accident, but I'm choosing to run with it. If the Great Ace Attorney takes place in the late Victorian period, so 1880s, 1890s. They mentioned the turn of the century. I go with 1899 for the majority of the series. Her dress is, like, 30 years out of fashion. And I think this was an accident. I think they went, we need to make the most ostentatious dress that we can. But her dress is 30 years out of fashion, and so it makes me, like, want to, like, run with that and be like, this is all they could, like, really afford to, like, toss at her, because we're not spending our budget on assassin costumery. Go to Japan. They're not going to be able to figure out that you look just wrong, because the people who are in Japan who would know for certain are like, Yuji Mikotoba. That's it.
Yeah.
And they kind of forgot about him, I think. So, like,
they're always forgetting about him.
They're good. It's why he's alive. I have a whole philosophy on the OG study trio and how they, like, and Eugen's, like, keep your head down mentality. But anyway,
Fork in the kitchen.
Yeah, fork in the kitchen, of course. Anyway, we were talking fucking Meiji ideals. This fucking Christ. Remember when this was about 1-3, guys? Fuck.
I guess, I don't know. It was really interesting to, like, to replay, because I've only played through Great Ace Attorney once when it came out, so it's been a while, and I have a terrible memory. So I'm like, yeah, you guys are talking about 2.5. Jesus, that was 2021 when I played that. Fuck. So it was really fascinating to, like, go back, because it's, like, obviously the way that, like, Strongheart projects his very, like, nationalist imperialist mindsets on Ryunosuke and Susato are, like, there. but it's very like microaggression-y when compared
Yeah.
to a lot of the stuff that you get later on,
Mhm.
where you're just kind of lambasted, or that's not the correct word, but like you know, these you're just kind of like, you get pelted with these very overt remarks from like initially from Van Zeeks, and then, you know, from everybody else
Everyone
in
else.
London, that it almost kind of makes you forget that like that strong heart like kind of like subtly alluded to these things,
Yeah.
and then when you go back you're like, oh, you're a
Fuck.
bitch.
Yeah.
actually.
Like, I don't think I noticed it on the first playthrough just how aggressive it sounded.
Mhm.
I think I processed it more as just like, oh, this is like, if you had asked me to analyze that scene the first time I played it, I probably would have been like, oh, they're like being really aggressive about the Britishness because this is your first time in Britain.
Mhm.
Instead of like the more Strongheart is like so deep in his idea of like empire good, empire great, Britain good. We need to advance society faster than everybody else. We have to set the example. Like, that wouldn't have occurred to me until at least 2-3 when he brings it up again with like the forensics con.
Forensics con.
Travel $200, weapons $150, assassin wardrobe $1,500. Can someone please help me? My assassination mission. Budget my assassination mission. My assassins keep dying.
I also love how she showed up to the beach and just like full bustle right now. I was
Yeah,
like,
literally,
girl,
like, girl, what are
you
we
not gonna go
doing?
swimming?
The whole hat the whole time. Like, at least she has a swimsuit, but like she still has the whole hat. I still think that would be a really funny, like, there's occasionally water park cons that I'm at, and that'd be a really funny one. I want to find, there's a really stupid looking, like, goose shaped floaty that you can sit on.
Oh yeah. The Giselle Brett.
Yeah. I have this really stupid idea.
In like the Edwardian swimwear.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
totally. So funny. Well, I guess late Victorian, but
Yeah, but like it's the fashion kind of skews Edwardian for a good chunk of the characters.
I love our 1-3 app stream about Giselle Brett.
About Giselle Brett.
Hard imagine.
I was gonna say I have a straw page thing that I can read that actually is about 1-3 kind of, but it's actually kind of
Yes.
about 1-5.
Yay!
I mean,
I
yeah,
promise we'll talk
it's-
about 1-3.
That's
it's
what everything
relevant.
is here.
Anyway, this is from Straw Page. I'm gonna actually, I forgot to pin any messages. Straw Page. But somebody just said, not a complete thought, but I was just thinking about how even after a lot of the mysteries this case leaves you with get resolved in 1-5, you still never really find out why McGilded killed Thrice Fired Mason. You never find out what exactly happened between the two men on that omnibus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the exchange was going to be made by Ashley originally, right? Because the meeting in the omnibus was going to be, you hand over the music box discs, I give you money. The end, we never have to see each other again. So what bless you. What I assume happened, I guess we won't ever know for sure, but what I assume happened is either a, oh, Sam's message, hey. There's a limit to how long a
Hey.
message that can be? Okay, well, Sam asked that anyway. I was like, I didn't
Yes, I am.
know there was a text limit. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I assume the two ways that it could have went is either he was already going to kill Ashley from the get-go, or Mason Milverton went like made a fuss about it, understandably, because his son is in danger and got killed for that. Like tensions rose and that happened. You mean I can't type an entire essay on your straw page and expect you to read it? Literally 1984.
Just send a Google Doc link.
Honestly, yeah. Somebody did actually. The first few Yap streams we did, somebody asked like, "Can I send you like a document that I wrote?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yes.
And then I read it. It was great. Do that.
Document peak.
Always do this. Document peak.
Always do this.
People like Genshin Isogi are always saying this. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. I can make everything about the whale. Anyway, 1-3. So a thing I find actually like interesting about that is that the fact that McGilded goes places armed, and the fact that McGilded is not. I'm gonna keep bringing up the Professor Reaper comparisons and like the Professor Victim, McGilded comparisons. So a very like interesting thing about like both Strongheart and Clint is that Strongheart never does any of his murders as far as we know. As far as we know, he hasn't done anything as per his words. The thing about Clint is that he chooses a murder method that's very distant. Not McGilded. McGilded, that was a really violent and brutal murder.
Yep.
And he's just doing that shit himself with no remorse.
Also, why didn't Scotland Yard just test it for fingerprints? Are they stupid?
Are they stupid? Did they forget?
Are they stupid?
It really is like that John Mulaney bit where it's just like, there's blood over here. Gross.
Mop it up.
That's exactly what it is. Like, me when Susato moves the books in 1-2, and I'm like, no. Like, I know she has to do it for
She
the
didn't
plot, but it makes me
know.
upset.
They can't test for it.
They can't test for book fall over.
They can't test for football over.
Oh,
Not until
no.
investigations 1-1.
Then we can test for book fall over. God.
And also 6-5.
Thought you were gonna say 6-7. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh my god.
Welcome to my everyday life.
I
You
said
know
I
how
was.
many times
I know.
that I have to tell myself to say 6 and also 7.
I
Like I cannot
also
say.
6 and also.
And also,
there a lore reason why they couldn't just test for book fall over? I'm gonna read out a message that I sent today. Because sorry, this is about
Like,
6-7.
I have a prepared response.
No, this is about 6-7 straight up. Hold on,
God.
because it's funny. What did I say? Okay, Ren sent a 6-7 joke to me. It was Mahjong tiles 6
I'm
and
so
7.
sorry that I started this.
Yeah, and then I responded, I'm so mad. I had never heard a 6-7 joke. It's like Mads cursed me with the power of Gen Alpha, and now I think it's funny.
Yep. It's the.
I hadn't heard
it's-
anything before you said that.
You know, when people are like, I see this angel number everywhere. I'm not just talking about 6-7, but like people are like, I see this everywhere. Once I started noticing it, I couldn't stop noticing it.
And
That's
it's
just kind of
because
how,
you're
like, the
noticing
brain
it.
works.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like-
like you get a new car and then suddenly you see the same car everywhere and you're like,
Yeah.
what? Was it always everywhere? Yes, you just didn't have the frame of reference to like identify
Yeah.
as anything special until now. So that is what is happening.
That
I'm
keeps
sorry.
happening to me with times
What is
on
6-7?
clocks.
My friend.
Oh my god. I still don't get it.
Oh
No,
boy.
it means nothing.
It is the new funny number. Oh my god, there's a Wikipedia article.
There's a
already.
Wikipedia
What?
article? Okay, no. 69 is the funny number because sex joke.
because it's
Yes,
a sex number.
69 has an
6-7 is
origin in
nothing.
funny. 420 has an origin in,
Yes.
in funny. 6-7. Okay, here we go. The
Oh,
phrase
no.
originated from the song Doot Doot 6-7 by Skrilla, which became popular in video edits featuring
I've never
professional
heard this
basketball
song.
players, especially Malalo Ball, talk about nominative determinism, who is 6 feet 7 inches tall. The meme was further popularized through overtime elite player TK Kinney's repeated use of the meme. In March 2025, a boy became known as the 6'7 kid after a viral video showed him yelling the term in a basketball game while purporting an exciting hand gesture. A related meme, 41, is derived from 41 Song, Sax Freestyle by rapper Blizzy Boy, in which the number is repeated throughout. Wikipedia has embedded a video demonstration of the hand gesture associated with the 6'7 kid. Not even the original, but just like
It's
a
just the 6'7
video
kid.
of a guy doing the hand gesture.
This reminds me of the first time I read The Hunger Games and they described the hand gesture for like the Mockingjay, like the whistle and the you know, the symbol that they do, the hand gesture, and they described it and I was not picturing it right at all. I was like, I can't picture what this gesture looks like. And then the movie came out and I was like, oh. Hey, remember like an hour ago we were talking about romantic literature, and now we're talking about 6-7.
Why
Oh,
some
you've got anything
schools
to go
are
back.
banning 6-7.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
I mean, to be honest, like,
It was in a South Park episode.
Of course it
What?
was.
I mean, to be honest, like, high schoolers, it's just like, yeah, maybe like it's okay, and you can kind of like go around it. Fucking elementary
Elementary school's crazy.
school students will just say it off the cuff.
Oh yeah.
I would also ban 6-7 from my classroom.
I teach 9th graders, which are basically elementary schoolers.
Oh my god. Song is going to be in GTA 6 apparently. Yeah, that checks. But will it be
I
in
just
GTA
know
7?
that like one of my former 5th graders who just would say shit all the fucking time. Just like in the middle of talking, he would just like blurt out meme like
Yeah,
not
happens.
language, and I'm like,
Yes.
dude, come on.
Will it be in
I
AA
like, and I
7?
know if like teaching meter, and it's like this is in 6-8, he would twist it.
Oh no.
I know
Yeah.
he would. So
God.
if you're out there, name redacted, I know you.
If you're out there, name redacted, I know you. But yeah, murder methods and stuff. I was gonna say, I think it's interesting that the, like, McGilda did that shit, no way around it. Also, like, when you get to 1-5 and you see the blood on Gina's coat, it's a lot. It's,
Yeah.
like, really gross. For considering the blood is, like, what, bright blue, I think? It's still really gross.
It's great.
Do you think
Horrible.
Iris would say 6-7?
Yeah. I think Iris, I'm so serious about this. I think if Iris was alive in 2025, I think she would be a VTuber, and her VTuber model would be a little bear. Like her little bear.
Aw.
And she
Yeah.
would be a little, and she would have like little bear ear headphones, like the cat ear ones, the accent wear ones that like the ears are the speakers. She would have that, but she made it herself, and it's speakers, and they're bear ears. And I'm like so dead serious about this, and like she uses a voice changer, so nobody knows it's a fucking 10-year-old.
Guys, we met
It's
Iris.
the the narrator voice from the start of each chapter, like the Wilson narrator at the start.
Voice.
Oh my god, yeah. She has a fuzzy little brown bear jacket. Yeah.
I'm just
Have you-
imagining. I know it's a completely different thing. I'm just imagining the bear on the box, the Sleepy Time bear.
Oh my god.
Aw.
Have you guys seen? I saw this in the daily YouTube Shorts slog, but there is a couple that is like certainly a Gen Z couple, which is scary to me as somebody who's Gen Z. But they have a baby, and the baby has like a little bear onesie, and the mom because she keeps growing out of them, she keeps buying them a size up, and. And she's like, I haven't told my husband. He thinks she just fits into it. And he like figures it out because your baby's growing rapidly, but like it's
I would
because
do
like
that, can't even lie.
yeah, it's like her husband really, really loves the bear onesie and was like, oh, I'm gonna be really sad when she grows out of it. So she's just been replacing the bear onesie. That's what happened to baby Iris as well if she were alive in 2025. Things
I used
things
to
that would
take care of
happen
a
to bear
baby that
Iris.
had a little bear-shaped coat. It was
Oh.
the cutest thing in the world.
I when I was a toddler, I think like 2 years in a row, my Halloween costume, because it's fucking cold over here, my Halloween costume was like a coat, but the coat was like, it was red with black spots, and the hood had little antennas, so it was a ladybug coat. And I had a bee one too when I was younger. I don't know if I still have pictures of the bee one, but the ladybug one, I was like, damn, that's a good coat.
I definitely did the pumpkin. I was definitely a pumpkin
Yeah.
baby, back in 1995.
Same.
No, it would have been 1994 if I was pumpkin baby. But
Happy.
my grandmother used to sew too, so there's like pictures of me in kindergarten dressed up as Alice, like Alice in
Oh,
Wonderland Alice, and it's
cute.
really good. It's like a really good costume. I was like,
Nice.
Anyway, I'm sorry to be that guy, but I should probably hop off, eat something before I throw
Yes.
up.
You should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like while I'm still
You should do
feeling
that.
good. for those who don't know, I think everybody knows, I have the second half of my qualifying exams tomorrow, and I'm gonna throw up. So,
Yay! You're gonna do it. Yay.
I've seen the preview of the lesson, and it's a banger.
Yeah.
okay, I'm hoping
I believe in
so.
you.
Godspeed,
Alright.
soldier.
Thank you. All right, goodbye.
Godspeed. Go eat
Bye.
something.
I will. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I have to
What a
remove
nice
their...
young feller.
I have to remove Jack's name. Okay, now I rearrange you again.
You have to juggle us.
Yeah, I have to joggle you.
You have to juggle
Yeah.
us.
Anyway, I do have actual notes that I did take. And they were largely about McGilded actually being the like good manipulator in the Great Ace Attorney,
Yes.
unlike some people.
This is why this is the best case in the series. In the Great Ace Attorney.
Oh wait, shit! I had another thing about murder methods really quick before we move on. Matt on guard also doesn't do all that shit.
No.
Neither does Moriarty, and I thought that was interesting.
Yep.
You know who actually does do all that shit though? Sherlock Holmes.
True.
Bill think McGilded would have made a better Reaper leader than Strongheart. He would have been a more effective leader at running a conspiracy, but he wouldn't have been a better Reaper leader because the Reaper still has some busted sense of morality to it that McGilded doesn't have.
Yeah.
Because Strongheart
It is
wants to
clear
be...
that McGilded is exclusively acting out of self-interest.
Yes, Strongheart wants to be Light Yagami so bad.
Correct.
Potato chip.
Like,
He
down
wants
to the
be,
god
he wants to be
motifs.
smart enough to be like Yagami.
He wants to be
but he's
so...
not.
That's really embarrassing because Light Yagami starts that shit when he's
He's
17.
also not that smart. Like
Not.
he's it's the classic like I'm very good at one thing,
Yeah,
and so I assume that means that I should be able to run everything.
yeah.
And that means that you miss very obvious things and your own ego gets in your own way more than you notice.
I think if, I wonder if the Naomi Misora, conversation would have gone differently if Ryuk didn't think it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the thing that clues Light in, it's been like a while since I've watched this scene, but the thing that clues Light into the fact that something is wrong, and I think it's that Misora's using an alias, is that Ryuk starts laughing.
She gives her, yeah.
Shokomaki.
But he doesn't really fully realize it until he tries writing the alias in his scrap
Yeah.
first, and she doesn't die. So he doesn't really put it together until then properly anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I guess he would have figured it out after that.
Yeah.
Probably, anyway. What the fuck was I gonna say? The, also Shokomaki sounds like an alias. Like, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
But
This is the series with Ray Penber.
none of the white
definitely
people in
real
Death Note
American
have
name.
normal names except
don't.
for Nier,
It's-
and that was an
It's some,
accident.
it's some classic sleeve McDykel.
What?
Are you not familiar with this?
No.
Hold on. Let me find it.
I've never heard this in my life.
Oh my gosh. Let's find it. Fake
Anyway.
American names in
Oh, wait, no, I do know
Holy
in fighting
shit.
baseball for Super Famicom.
That's really
Let
good.
me-
Why does everybody know this?
I've
There's
definitely seen this. Yeah, I'm remembering now.
There's a Pro ZD video where he's like, and next up, Sleeve McDykel, Onsen Sweeney, Daryl Archidell,
That's really good.
Anatoly
Oh no, I think I
Smorin,
have. I
Ray
think I have seen
McShrift.
this.
Yeah, tag
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh, that's really good.
I'm Bobson Dugnut.
I
I
wouldn't
like
know
Todd
what it was.
Gonzalez. That's a good one.
That's really good.
Dean Wesry.
What I was gonna say is Nier is the only one who
Scott
is
Dorque.
Nier is the only one who's able to like have a normal like government name because his name is Nate River. But in the live action
Yes.
movies, Nier is not even white. He's Thai.
Probably still be Nate.
Yeah, but River
Oh.
is your government name?
Maybe it's Wasian. Who knows?
Everybody can be
Even
Asian
getting
all
one
the time.
Asian.
Anyway, what the fuck was I gonna say?
Yeah, Nate Rivers, like, legitimately
The only
like,
normal one.
plausible English name in that.
Do you
in that
remember
series.
what Matt's name is? It's something else crazy.
Whose name?
Matt. The secret third L successor.
Of course.
Because you'd think logically somebody named Matt would be named Matthew, right? It's like not that at all. I can also Google this.
Mello's friend.
Yeah. The motorcycle guy? I don't remember.
True
what he
name. Male Jeeves.
did. What?
What?
It's me.
It's literally spelled male like male.
Like
you get
you're
in the
mailing
mail.
something. Yes, it was mail Jesus.
And then
Okay.
Jeeves, Jeevas.
Holy shit.
Awesome.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed with all the
Jeebus
names.
mention?
What are you talking about? These are all
Jeebus
Death Note
mention.
character names. These are all like
We're talking about male Jeebus.
male.
What are we mailing Jeebus?
Anyway, what the fuck was I going on about? I have
what
to
the
say it like
the
that
funniest
because
thing
Straight
is-
A's attorney. Yeah.
I'm sorry. In the 13th volume of Death Note,
Yeah,
where they're like,
the, like, bonus one.
inside is a card that reveals L's true name.
And it's L.
and it's L.
To be fair, he has a last name.
He doesn't have a last name.
Yeah.
And
but
I think
that's so funny.
It's so funny. I think the bit is that he was not named because he was an orphan.
Yes.
That said, what?
Also, it is canon to me that, like, obviously, Light Yagami is a transphobe and is, like, unable to kill trans people because he refuses to write their actual name.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so
It's just
fucking
like
funny.
that post where L transitions and then it does not.
I saw, sorry, this reminded me. I saw a elderly stand-up comedian who I'm gonna
I love
make
this
up.
guy,
I was
yeah.
gonna say you like know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna make up these numbers because I don't remember the statistics. But he said something like life expectancy for men is only like 93, and I'm like, or it's like 96, and I'm 93 now. Life expectancy for women is 98. I figure if I transition, and that's the whole
Might be
joke.
able to get a few more years out of that.
No, but anyway,
Yeah.
Strongheart really wants to be Light Yagami.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, speaking of gender transition, Strongheart.
Female Strongheart, yes.
Yes.
Female Strongheart.
My favorite time is
Speaking of male
anytime. My favorite time is anytime somebody draws a femme Strongheart, they write female strong.
I love
Awesome.
female
It's like funny
Strongheart.
every time. Oh, what the hell was I
Transition would
saying?
have made her worse.
Yeah. I don't know how,
Correct.
but I'm just gonna agree with you.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm like
Maybe
tearing up.
annoying about it. That's all.
She's in the like 1% of transitioners who regret transition.
Oh my god. No, she'd
Not-
be terrible because she'd be male Strongheart and then also a girl boss.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, what the fuck was I gonna say? He wants to be like Yagami really bad. Oh yeah, there's like some vague semblance of a moral code that Strongheart has, and I think like kind of the point is that it's stupid.
Yes.
Because like he reveals his motivations at the end, and he's like, I just wanted to be Attorney General, man, and everybody's like, you dumb bitch, in those exact words. Everybody knows they use the word bitch in Ace Attorney a lot.
Of course.
For example, what dusty ass bitch did you get
The
this
first-
book from?
Exactly. Quote.
The
What
first
did
He
you
says
say?
that.
The first line in Ace Attorney, when Frank Sawwood is holding the bloody thinker, he goes, "Bitch." I'm just kidding. He says, "Damn it."
Does he actually?
Yes.
Is that the first
line
words in Ace Attorney is, "Damn it"?
is "Damn it." How did I get into this? Yeah.
The first line in Ace Attorney is.
That's a
"Damn
really,
it,
really
yes."
solid first line of Ace Attorney is "Damn it, how did I get into this?"
Yeah.
Wow.
Me when I think about getting into Ace Attorney, or
Damn
it's
it.
like, how did I get into this mess or something like
Ah,
that.
okay.
Damn it.
Damn it. how
He's
did
like, I
get
gotta
into this
find
mess?"
someone to pin on, someone like him. I'll
Yeah.
make it look like he did it.
Yeah.
I've played the first turn about probably 50 times.
I believe
Oh,
this.
are
I know.
you like an Ace
I know
Attorney fan or
this.
something?
Hey, do you like Ace
Yeah.
Attorney?
Yeah, I've only been here for like 15 years or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's crazy.
Wow, just like DL6. DL6 mentioned.
Whoa, DL6 mention.
Anyway. Oh, fuck. Yeah, Strongheart's motivations are pretty stupid. But McGilded's are entirely self-interest. Jesus Christ, we got every notification all at once. Ace Attorney fans on my Ace Attorney stream? Never.
It's more likely than you think.
Oh, fuck, what? No. It's the elevator PNG again. Yeah. But, like, we don't ever find out where McGilded's, like, wealth came from, do we? We just know he's rich.
No.
It doesn't
We
matter.
just know that, well, I think there's like one, is there a line, like in the, like when you first meet him, where because he's a little bit more, I mean, obviously he's still gonna get in some weird racist moments, but like,
Yeah.
Of course.
I seem to recall, at least reading on the wiki, that like, because they changed him to being an Irishman, at least, he has like a line where he's kind of like, I also know what it's like to,
Oh, yeah.
try to make your, like, become like self-made in this country or something like that.
Yeah, I think there's also something like even if they don't have that addition, like he isn't like landed nobility or gentry. He's
Oh, for sure.
solely rich,
Yes.
which is like
He's
a
new
point of
money.
contention back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's new money.
And it is kind of incredible how he's been able to be like this philanthropist,
Yeah.
to make a park and shit, but like,
Make a park and shit.
again, where did that money come from?
Right.
And I literally have to say, it seriously just must be self-interest and
Yeah.
being a fucking genius, because he is.
Yeah,
Like,
he's smart.
He is like Yagami level, but like
Yeah.
probably smarter, because he knows how to play down his ego,
Yeah.
like when he needs to. I believe Magnus McGilded can do anything except survive a fire. That is the only thing he cannot do.
That's
beautiful.
He can do anything he
But
wants
surely
to.
that will never come up.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Why would you
Surely,
need to
yeah.
know that? Why would you need to know that, I say, as if it's like a learnable skill?
Why would you need to know how to survive fire?
None of this would have
never- he
happened if
never
he knew
learned how
stop,
to-
drop, and roll.
Although again, apparently, according to cutscene, he did try to like fucking get out of that omnibus
did.
by like breaking the window.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's so
Crazy,
brutal.
dog.
I love that cutscene. It's insane.
It's crazy.
Oh, speaking of McGilded lines that I wrote down during this last section, he has a point where I don't remember what point he's making, but it's probably something about his innocence where he goes, "Isn't that right now, counsel?" Like he turns to
Yes.
like look at you and be like, "You're
Yes.
agreeing with me, right?"
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Why didn't he climb out of the window?
Yeah.
He broke his stupid.
Hold on. Is he stupid?
Yeah.
Runaway
I think
room
that he says that
transcript.
after like he does some of his own defending, where he like proves that they could have had a motive or something like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
he does a really good job of like trying to put words in your mouth.
Shut up, McDonald's ad.
Oh, McDonald's
Ace Attorney
McGilded.
Wiki, please leave fandom, please.
I'm gonna also
here we
open
go.
up the
It's
transcript.
this is where after Van Ziek says that the omnibus has been tampered with,
Mhm.
he's like, I think
Miss
it's fair to
McDonald's.
say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say. Oh my god, where did it just go? And then Van Ziek says nothing, and then McGilded says, but if yous will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing?
Oh right, it was the world of his
Isn't-
wife.
Isn't that right now, counsel?
Yeah, like he
Crazy.
constructs this entire thing for you, and then it's like, oh, you said that, right?
And then Van Ziek says, my learned friend, here's to hearing your opinion on this
Yeah.
matter in your own words.
In your own words, it's
Uh-uh.
crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy
Crazy.
because like Van Zieks doesn't hate you at this point. Van
No.
Zieks,
He
doesn't.
just hates your race.
yep. He doesn't.
Right, yeah.
Let's be so fucking real. He hates Genshin Isogi, and that's it.
Yes. Yes.
And he's projecting like crazy. He hates the idea of you.
Yes.
Yeah, he hates the idea, especially like we chose all of the options where Ryunosuke would be suspicious of McGilded's actions and where he would
Yes.
stand up for doing the right thing over winning.
Yes.
And so it plays like he hates the
What are you
idea.
playing at?
Yeah, he hates the idea of a Japanese lawyer with integrity.
Yeah.
Because I think
He's like, I've played these games before.
Because I think reasonably, if you forced him into a
Played these games before.
if you forced him into a situation where he had to talk to, say, Mikotoba at length, following the events that happened at 10 years ago,
Yeah.
I think he could carry on a respectable conversation with Mikotoba. It would still have the snide remarks in them, but I don't think he can like genuinely bring himself to discredit every single thing. I think he has a hard time discrediting Genshin. Because you talk to him in 2-4, and you're like, can you explain the everything? Because you mentioned that you hate this
Genshin.
guy. And in his speech about why he hates this guy and why he will curse the name Asogi forever, he's like, he did save my life, though. He did take a bullet for me.
Man.
And also,
Shout out to Sogis who saved Kurokan Zeke's life.
He's like, yeah, I hate this guy and everything he stands for, and obviously he totally 100%, no question about it, murdered my brother. Well, he did do that. Murdered those 3 other guys. And he's a terrible serial killer who has he clearly lost his mind and snapped and killed all those people because he's a crazy, violent Japanese man, and this was in his nature. But he did save my life, and also anytime I looked into his eyes, I saw unshakable integrity in them, and I can't deny that, and I see that again in you. But I hate him.
The contrast
I
between
hate
Genshin Asogi
him,
and Joe Dark, by the way. Throwing that out there.
For because
Whoa.
the kill count. Sorry.
I think this is probably already. I think this has already come up at some point, but like a theme that Takumi is interested in exploring is he's like, okay, I very firmly put my stamp on the ground of like the theming of my Ace Attorney stories is the defense and the prosecution have to work together and push each other to uncover the truth, and only through unveiling the actual truth will you ever have justice. And usually that truth is convenient to you. Sometimes it is not, but like you work through it. And then what he gets into during Rise from the Ashes and Apollo Justice and into Great Ace Attorney is, well, what do you do with the people that the system can't catch?
Yeah.
What do you do with the people who are too powerful to be taken out through those means? Or what do you do with the people who are smart enough to get around it? Or what do you do for the people that just like for other systemic or personal reasons, like the courts fail to bring to justice?
Yeah.
And he offers all these different examples of characters who go beyond what the court dictates in order to achieve justice as they understand it. That's Damon Gant, with planting the evidence. That's Christoph Gavin with and even Phoenix, right? With the juror
Phoenix,
system
right?
being like, with Phoenix, am I right? But that's Phoenix, right? Making the juror system to be like, I hate this one guy in particular, and he's too smart to be beaten by the court, so I'm gonna make a new court where I can beat him.
Yeah, it's not about improving.
That's Genshin Asogi being like, I'm taking down the
gotta kill him.
The scum of our society
Has
that
to die.
cannot be taken out in
I
any
think I have
other
to
way.
kill Skyler.
No way around it. Fucking idiot. Sorry. I love Genshin Asogi so much. He's dumb as hell.
And like, I don't think any of these are examples of things that like Takumi himself endorses.
Believes,
like,
no.
It's a classic. It reminds me of like what Marvel movies. I hate to bring this up. This reminds me of like what Marvel did in like 2019, 2020, 2021, where they're like, yeah, let's introduce villains that like have like a real like point.
Oh,
and are,
like
doing good
Killmonger.
things. And then, yeah, exactly. I'm thinking Killmonger mostly. And
Yeah,
then just
fucking
like
love
commit more
Killmonger.
crimes because they have to.
Love
Killmonger and fucking the Aaron Kellyman's character in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. where
I've
it's like,
never seen
this
this movie.
character is just unambiguously right, except then she says, but kill them actually because
Yeah.
we have to succeed. And then it's like, well, now you've tipped over the line into what the audience is supposed to root against and try to reinstate the status quo.
I feel
And
like
so I'm like,
Killmonger was
I don't know to what extent Takumi is like. I think he tries to have it both ways, where he's like,
Yeah.
these other people who are trying to get it, who are trying to sort of just do the vigilante thing or go outside of the realm of the courts, aren't doing it right. But also, the court can't fix
do
them.
it.
Can't do it. So the court itself needs to be reformed.
Yeah.
Justice needs to
Yeah.
be moved forward in new ways. I think that's kind of where he lands.
Because, just like a side point, I think Killmonger was like a rare case of it not going so far as being like, damn, too bad this oppressed person did a bad. They're going too far and they're just as bad as the oppressed. Like, I think they avoided that with
Yeah.
Killmonger. But I think the Professor case does a good job with this because we get to the point where Kazuma says the thing where it's like, huh, looks like you don't have to administer justice from the shadows, actually. Like, we still land on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That said, I do think it's like really interesting that Clint is still framed as tragic and Genshin is still framed as heroic. Even though, like, if you actually like look at it for 2 seconds, Genshin Soseki decided time to be Batman, killed a guy, got away with it for at least a week, and functionally left his wife and son to fend for themselves. Like, like that's a crazy thing to do.
I think I have to kill this guy, me.
I think I have to kill this guy, me.
And I hate that I'm second guessing myself here, but the end of 2-3 doesn't Cosmo like cut the Wax's head off or something? What
He
does
cuts
do?
it in half.
He slices it in half.
He cuts it in half.
Yeah, which I have thoughts about.
Yeah.
I love that moment.
Lots of thoughts.
Yeah.
I see some people take that moment, and we'll definitely talk about this a lot more in 2-3, but I see some people take that moment as people being like, I think the first impression that you might get from that might be that he hates his father, or that, given the information we have at that moment, believes his father to have been this horrific murderer and reacted like that. And so some people are like, well, why did he do that? It doesn't make sense. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he cut that like waxwork in half because it's mocking the memory of his father and positioning him as a serial killer when he's not one. Like, that's his issue with it. But anyway,
Also,
like,
but I mean, there's probably is also something in there to be like, he kind of abandoned.
he kind of did. Like, I think Kazuma having some of that resentment would be good. I don't think they had the time to put that in there.
There's also the I am turning into my father, and
Yeah.
I don't like what I'm becoming, and so
Yeah.
I'm going to
I think
destroy or try to cut this effigy of the thing that I see myself turning into.
I think Kazuma had not reached that point yet, but the person who did reach that point and that much reflection was Van Zieks. Because to me, the difference between Van Zieks and Kazuma, as far as like philosophy and how they approach like justice and morals and whatnot, is just that Van Zieks is older. Because Kazuma is irrational
Someday I'll
and
know what law is.
something on the Wallowers. Kazuma is irrational and making huge sweeping generalizations and acting aggressively and violently at times, and is lashing out and is refusing to use logic in the finale. And Van Zieks has already done this and sentenced Genshin to death like that. Such a young, irrational 24-year-old guy who was 25, yeah.
The rashness of youth, how charming.
Yes,
You're
I am
younger
still
than me.
young.
I am still young.
But like,
Shout out to when Edgeworth called me a Faya bimbo. Good times.
yeah, this is less about age and more about time passing, though, I think. Because Baroque Van Zeeks had this exact thing happen to him, but it's just been 10 years. And it doesn't matter whether he's 33 or 23 or whatever. It's just the fact that it's been 10 years. And for Kazuma, he hasn't had this, he hasn't had his moment to make the person responsible for the person he loves dying. He hasn't been able to make that person pay yet. He's been waiting for that for 10 years. And so now he finally has it. Now he's able to like take that chance, and it's like seeing where he goes from there. Baroque Van Zeeks has already made this mistake and regrets it deeply, I think, but isn't willing to admit it yet. 2-3 Yap streams are gonna go crazy.
Crazy.
We were talking about McGilded. I was also gonna like break for like 2 seconds because I have to go to the bathroom because I've been drinking a lot of water.
That's good. Water good.
Water good. I can leave you guys to yap about McGilded, or I can put the
Sure.
it back. Okay.
You can do
I will.
whatever you want
yap.
forever.
Yeah.
I can yap.
All right. Have fun. I'm gonna scoot my bottle down.
Okay.
It's very funny every time I do this.
Go piss, girl. I mean they. I mean girl.
Fuck.
Man,
So, man, Magnus McGilded.
Magnus McGilded.
Epic Irish moments. I like him, and yeah, I think when I tell people that my favorite TGAA chapter is 1-3, I think it also kind of just betrays. I'm obviously I'm a very mainline centric brain. I know a lot of people who are like, my favorite Ace Attorney is Investigations 2. My favorite Ace Attorney is TGAA 2. It's like this is this is the part of Ace Attorney that is like my favorite. Like this is my Ace Attorney. And I guess my Ace Attorney is just the mainline series. So
This is my Ace Attorney.
which you would think is not an unusual thing, but you know, I think, yeah, and to a large extent of that is just like the original trilogy and Apollo Justice, because like when I got into the series, all that there was were those games, and also Investigations 1, which you know is not really much of anything, TBH.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know what I mean in terms of analysis and so on. So I always sort of go back to, because and obviously 1-4 is the stuff I played by far the most, and so playing Great Ace Attorney for the first time all the way through, having relatively high expectations because I'd heard how great it was, and then being like, this is very good, this is very well written, I like the story, I like the way it's all coming together. By the end, being like, I wasn't terribly shocked by anything like really new happening. It's just like new takes on stuff that had already been done in Ace Attorney 1-4. And so I was like, this was very well made, but like the one time that I really felt like I have no idea where this is going. This could just like go in a completely different direction and like rely on things I've never seen Takumi do. And the only time I really felt that was 1-3. And that I think is why, and everything that happens in this trial with McGilded and the way that it just ends, and there was nothing you could do to stop it. I'm like, this is such a fascinating use of the Ace Attorney form. And I was like, I kind of wished that the rest of the Great Ace Attorney like went off the deep end like this. But a lot of the rest of the cases, even the really, really, really good ones, are still very much like based in Ace Attorney structure and the variations on the tropes that are already there. Very well done, obviously, but not like brand new the way I felt it. But maybe that's why I'm so attached to the McGilded, because for me, I'm like, this represents a character that's like this kind of character with this much influence. And even once he dies in the next chapter, I'm like, the fact that you have this one-off character that completely has like shifted the narrative structure of Ace Attorney just in this one case I'm like, this is the best part of the series for me.
I'm back, and I agree with you specifically on 2-5.
Yeah.
Because I think 2-5's weakest moment is Victoria Ex Machina.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what what solution I could have come up with, because as I was playing it, I was like, someone has to kill Strongheart, and it can't be the protagonist.
Yeah.
I couldn't see another way that he would be.
Violent worship.
I still think that's funny.
Iris with a gun. Yeah.
But we get funny
Iris with her
dancing
big-ass gun.
shows. Yeah. I feel like I could be
the best part of the rest of the series, in my opinion, genuinely, is like the way that they build on stuff with the dance of deduction. Like the stuff I had the most fun with and playing with the form and structure is all of the new interesting things they do with the dance of deduction going forward.
True is it?
But I didn't feel that as much with like the mysteries or the court segments.
I am not as much of a dance of deduction stan as like everybody else on the planet, I think.
That's fair.
It's fun though. I do like it.
I am very much a person where, when it comes to Ace Attorney, if you jangle keys of like a new mechanic in front of me, I'll be like, "Ooh, new mechanic!" I'm a big fan of the revisualizations. I'm a big fan of the revisualization segments from 5 and 6.
Yes,
like,
I do like that.
Fucking
actually.
rule. And Hero of Law, which is the Ocarina of Time fan game, Ace Attorney game. Introduces like a new mechanic at the very end that is really cool, and it's like I would like to see this. It's almost kind of like Danganronpa-esque, which in itself like does interesting mechanics. Sometimes it does way too many and does not need it, but like this is an example of one that's like I would love to see this in an actual thing. Yeah, I like when A is mini games, but I think what makes Dance of Deduction an interesting minigame in this scenario is, like, I love how it is a use of the 3D space that the Great Ace Attorney exists in.
It's really good.
And I love that it contributes to character moments while also getting you through, like getting you stuff in the investigation that, like, you don't necessarily just need by, like, clicking a text box. And everything they do with the Dance of Deduction in 2.4 and 2.5 are like the best things I've ever seen. So like it's that alone is like worth the price of admission for this mechanic.
And it also specifically the 2.4 and 2.5 ones especially like back-to-back contrasting, like this is what Ryunosuke is like solo on one, and this is what Yujin Mikotoba is like solo on one, and they're completely different experiences. And it makes sense because when you play when you play as Yujin, it makes sense that you are like a master of it, as opposed to Ryunosuke just learned the skill. Like he's always been this observant, but it's one of those things of like like the point is you can't just observe, you have to deduce, even though this is not what deduction is technically. And Yujin has been doing this for now 16 years at least.
So like, that feels like new territory, new exciting stuff that like is pushing the envelope of like what Ace Attorney structurally and storytelling wise can be, that I think most of the rest of the overarching plot of Great Ace Attorney doesn't do. And again, I must reiterate, I do not mean this necessarily as a detraction from like the storyline. It's just like not what I personally was fully looking for in like the next Ace Attorney from Takumi.
Yeah, I understand.
I think all the pieces are in there of like Takumi's developing these ideas more, but it doesn't it doesn't get funky with it like Apollo Justice does. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't go that far to be funky, and I wanted more funky.
Yeah, I want more funky, and specifically 2.5. Everywhere else, I'm like, yay. Especially, like, in the Victoria Ex Machina, I wish they had gone in another direction. I don't know what direction I would have chosen if I were on the writing team, you know?
It's hard because again, it's how do you do this in a way that's consistent with like everything I just said about Takami's like beliefs about how this should all be handled.
Yeah.
But you're also bound by historical circumstance.
You're bound by historical
and you're-
circumstance and also like modern politics to a degree.
To a degree. And
I don't think it's the strongest thing influencing things here, but
because he did accidentally make someone who, by representing the British imperial power the way that he does, you could not defeat him. Like, in a way that doesn't also derail history and, like, say something really revolutionary that I don't think Takami is interested in.
Yeah, and also
which
I
is
don't think
why
the game is interested
The only
in.
course of action is to appeal to the only higher authority in this case, which is the queen.
And I said this like kind of earlier, but like the fact that Victoria is such a non-character and is just like an off-screen vague entity helps. Oh, you know what I think is actually really fun about the Victoria Ex
What you're really
Machina?
supposed to feel is that it's more of a victory of Iris and Sholmes
Yes.
over Strongheart more than a victory of, you know, like it's supposed to be like, oh, we made it as far as we could, but our friends are gonna take us to the finish line.
Like we need
Gumshoe and Franziska
to.
in,
Yes.
Farewell My Turnabout.
We need
you
to
know?
all work together, kind of. It feels a little less that than Farewell My Turnabout, I think, because Farewell has you're fighting against Franziska for so long that it's really kind of a huge emotional thing for her with a gunshot wound in her shoulder to be working so hard to help you.
God, it's so good.
It's so good. Fuck, I love Farewell. But what was I gonna say? You know what I think is a fun thought experiment that I don't believe is true, but it's fun to think about Victoria Ex Machina.
They made it the fuck up.
They can make it the fuck up. It can totally be a bluff. There's no proof Victoria's there. None.
Yep.
They could 100% be talking out of their asses. I think they are fully. I do think they're at Buckingham Palace 100%. And also
They just snuck in and no one else can find them.
snuck in. No, I think my personal headcanon of how Victoria Ex Machina happened is is that Sholmes contacted his brother.
Hee
It makes sense. Because it would be more accurate to say
Does Mycroft, is he in the...
Is he confirmed? No.
No.
There is no evidence exists. Oh, like what does he do in the books?
Yeah.
So he has a
What's
very...
the connection to the royals / government?
The thing about Mycroft Holmes is that
About Minecraft Holmes.
about Minecraft Sholmes is
brown
that
bricks in Minecraft.
I need to fucking draw Minecraft again. When Minecraft Sholmes, not Minecraft the game,
Minecraft Schultz.
not Dracula the guy.
I straight up thought you were trying to say I need to draw Mycroft again, but
that is what I mean.
Minecraft, but you did actually mean
I did it on
Minecraft.
purpose.
Okay, cool.
No, I call
Cool.
him Minecraft Sholmes because I think it's funny. Anyway, the point
Yes,
is, Mycroft Holmes, famously played by, I'm pretty sure his name is Charles Gray, the criminologist in Rocky Horror Picture Show in the Granada TV series. So Mycroft's defining trait is that he is smarter than Sherlock Holmes, but he's just so fucking lazy that he does not want to do all that shit. Like, so much of Sherlock Holmes's job is like crawling on the ground and like picking up dirt and
That's because he's just like a
breaking
weird
into
little
places.
bug.
Yeah, he's just like a weird little bug. His brother doesn't want to do that. His brother's favorite thing to do all day is sit in a chair and look out a window. So
Yeah. Use your powers of observation to see the majesty of
He
God.
loves
We're in
people
the
watching.
quietest place in the world.
The quietest place in the world. The way that Sherlock describes his brother's job is something along the lines of he does something in the keeping of the books for the government, but it's more accurate to say he is the British government. So he has some magical special Mycroft position in the British government. He's government. We never find out how. And multiple times throughout either Holmes books or Holmes adaptations, he is like, so I don't want to say MI6 levels of intelligence, but because that's exactly what he is in Moriarty the Patriot, because for some reason it's a James Bond crossover. But like that's what he is. Like he is like secret agent levels
Yeah.
of intelligence, because a lot of how this gets interpreted is if he's as smart as Holmes is, he's just so fucking lazy. He's just functionally an encyclopedia that you could ask anything. Is generally how people like go about it, I think.
Marvin Grossberg.
Sure. I just-
What are you talking about? I mean, it's just the trope in Ace Attorney 1 / the original Turnabout musical scripts where it's, we need to learn about this one piece of information.
Yeah.
Let's go to
Marvin
Grossberg's
Grossberg.
office. Well,
And
he'll
he'll
sing
tell
a
us.
silly song and then tell us, and then we'll leave.
Yeah. Minecraft Shoals like the scent of fresh lemons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lore drop is like common. But anyway, the point is he like has direct contact with the British government, is a very like held in high regard person in the British government, and theoretically he would be able to have access to the Queen. The other thing being
That makes total sense.
yeah, the other thing being Holmes by, I want to say,
Holmes by, true.
yes.
True.
I don't even believe that. I'm just agreeing with you. In this moment, sure.
It's like, fuck it, why not?
Why not? Yeah. The like, I don't remember which book it is, but at one point in one of the books, Watson is just like, "Oh yeah, Holmes has refused a knighthood like 3 times."
Which is crazy.
Yeah. So like, at some point later in his career, he has notoriety, and the other thing is, I mentioned earlier, he does work for the royal family at one point. It's the entire plot of The Illustrious Client is they have like, everyone play Beekeeper's Picnic, it's true. Everybody, like the entirety of Illustrious Client is, Holmes is contacted by like a middleman to be like, my mysterious client who doesn't want to be known needs you to handle this guy. He's extremely dangerous. You need to handle this guy. And the whole time Watson's like, I wonder who our client is. Oh my God. Who's our client? That's so exciting. Who's our client? Oh my God. You don't want to find out who our client is? I want to find out who our
Holmes
client
already
is.
knows.
Yeah, and then, well, Holmes at first is like, well, I'm not taking a case if I do. He says something like, well, one mystery is fine, but a mystery on both sides is too confusing. I'm not
An
doing this.
envelope of cash.
No, literally.
Oh,
But Watson, right at the end of the mystery, as their middleman is leaving, there's like a tarp over the like carriage that he's leaving in, and he accidentally moves it briefly, and the crest of like the lion and the unicorn is on it. So the implication being that it's King Edward. And so Watson like runs back up the stairs and is like, Holmes, I know who our client is. And then obviously Holmes is like, I know who our client is. Obviously. This book also opens up with Watson having been like, yeah, I've been asking him to publish this one for 10 years and I keep asking him and he won't let me, but finally today he's letting me.
yay.
But yeah, what was this, Victoria Ex Machina? Yeah, I think it's reasonable to expect that Sholmes and Iris, especially considering the books exist in universe and there is like public notoriety and these books are being published as far as Japan. I think it makes sense for Sholmes to be able to pull that move,
Yeah.
and definitely for
Yeah,
Iris.
sure. Does she say something where she's like, we had a great, when she's talking
We
to
had
the
a great
Queen,
Ace
she's
Attorney.
like, we had a great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Yes.
Does it mention like that Victoria's a fan of the books, or
I don't know. She
making
just
that up?
mentions having like tea with Queen Vicky,
Yeah.
which is crazy, Iris.
She's so cute. I love her. I'm so glad that we finally got to see her.
Yeah.
I
I think
can't-
it would be fun
like-
if she was a fan of the books. Does anybody know if Queen Victoria had an opinion?
I'm gonna be real. I know this is the
Yeah,
series.
opinions just in general.
Yeah, opinies in general. I love that episode
I
of The
know,
Crown.
I know this is the series that has like 13-year-old prosecutor prodigies
Yeah.
and so on, but like, is Iris 10-year-old? Does that stretch anyone's incredulity just a little?
A little bit.
Like just
As
a
far as
little.
like, being like a doctor or just like in what way?
All of the above.
All of
I
the
mean,
above.
I
She's
understand.
So the training for
understand.
doctors was different back then.
She is.
Yes.
I will say.
She is essentially just like a fully functioning adult, but also 10 years old. And I'm like thinking it and like
Yeah,
beyond
about that.
fully functioning adult. And I'm also like, I'm comparing this to Pearl Faye, who's like
Yeah.
a year younger.
Yeah.
And obviously completely different upbringing, but like, and Pearl Faye is very, very intelligent and like all this, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, it's a totally different vibe between this is a little girl who's accompanying you, and then this is a little girl who is just like,
This is a little girl who runs the world.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like,
And you will thank her.
I don't know about this one.
What was I gonna say? Yeah. It also makes me wonder.
Obviously, it doesn't actually like, because I understand the nature of the world. It doesn't
Yes.
like ruin anything for me.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
It is a little
I probably
bizarre.
would not have made this choice. Yeah.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't have made this choice, but I also like would not want to be the person doing the like math of all the events that happen. Otherwise,
Like, how old does she have to be
for this to
all
still all make
But, like,
sense.
I'm sure this stuff wasn't actually like properly like written in until they were working on the second one, right? Like they don't
Yeah.
necessarily know. Did they know this going into the first one?
It baffles me that like Kazuma's
It feel-
situation wasn't figured out until the second one.
Yeah, like,
because there's so
Master
many
Cycle
hints
was, like,
to it
designed and
to be
and
some
thought
other
was, like-
dude.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do wonder, I have to imagine that like Iris's parents were like decided earlier on, but they weren't 100% sure where they wanted to, like what they wanted to pull, like
I mean,
case
they
details
definitely knew
wise.
that- I'm sure they definitely knew that like John Wilson was not her father. Like that is
Yeah, I think
obvious.
they
But,
figured
like,
that out.
They might not have figured out the exact details of it until putting together the second game.
I feel like it may have been a situation of like they very easily could have made up Clint Van Zeek's way after the first game. That's
yes,
fine.
that's what I.
He
that's
can
what I
be
think.
contained to the second game. That said, I don't think it's like a coincidence that she and Van Zeeks have the same eyes. You know?
Hmm.
That said, everybody
like
has blue eyes a little
British
bit.
people. Yeah. So
But
it's-
like, I feel like I can see some resemblance between Iris and Van Zeeks. But
Yeah.
also I'm thinking of his little baby portrait, which was, you know, like drawn after.
in the second game.
Yeah. But like Clint can be completely just in the second game. He kind of doesn't matter for the first one. Like he does now, but he kind of doesn't if there's only going to be one game.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Something about Clint Van Zeeks. Oh, I know they didn't figure out, like they wanted to put in the Hound of the maybe that's it. They wanted to put in the Hound of the Baskervilles, but I know they were talking about, like, specifically Nudie was like, yeah, we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to fit the Hound of the Baskervilles in the plot. And then I told Takumi, hey, what if we make the hunting hound Clint's and we make his wife Baskerville so it's still Baskerville's hound or something like that. So maybe they
Yeah.
came up with like that concept that early on and then fleshed out the everything else later.
Yes.
Because you can figure out, oh, okay, the Hound of the Baskervilles is the dog that Iris's father owned. And that's Baroque Van Zeeks' family. Like, they could have figured out that much outline and then figured out, like the professor later.
Like the fact that like the dog was involved in all this
Mhm.
is not really something that usually plays into it at all. I mean, I guess they don't bring it up because it would just be then extremely obvious that this is a Hound of the Baskervilles connection. But like,
Well, because the Hound of the Baskervilles is in 1.5 is my only thing that's leading me to believe that they came up with just that outline earlier.
yeah, or they knew that they were gonna do something with it, but they hadn't nailed it down.
Yeah, possibly. Because
You set up a lot of threads, not knowing where they're gonna go, but like,
Yeah.
you know that these are all things that you're gonna resolve in the.
I also wonder how much. I also wonder how much professor stuff they had figured out, because Graydon says the watchword is professor, but I think they may
Yeah.
not have figured out the serial killer is called the professor. And they may not have figured out, oh, the professor killings are related to the Hound of the Baskervilles, but they may
You know
have
what it
figured
reminds
out.
me
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh shit, what's it called? Hold on, sorry, keep talking. I'm gonna find.
Oh shit. They may have figured out they wanted something called the Professor because Professor Moriarty referenced. Like they may have figured out that, and they may have figured out like I think it's possible they just didn't come up with like anything about the Professor killings until they were developing the second game.
Yes. Okay, I figured it out. It's the secret endings in Kingdom Hearts. Like
I was
Another Side,
going to
Another
say Kingdom
Story.
Hearts. Yes.
Like where it's like they like have this like crazy ass cutscene with like all this like flashing text of like just completely out of context stuff, and it's all shit that like doesn't. It like they just did it because it was cool, and then they actually make the sequel, and then they have to like
And then it makes
find
sense.
places
and you're like,
for
how
each
the
of those
fuck?
quotes to go in. So like
you know,
so it looks like it's all like predicting what's gonna happen in the next one, but it's actually the other way around, where they're like, okay, we write the story, and then we have to figure out how are we gonna shoehorn all these lines that were in this secret ending into the script of the next game.
yes. I think the one that really sticks out for me. Also, bye/hi Jupiter. But the thing that gets me for that specifically is Xigbar. Everything that was written about Xigbar 100% of the time always was written like that, and I'm like sure of it because there's no way they thought that far ahead. And yet it has like tied together that Xigbar, they probably gave Xigbar yellow eyes and pointed ears because it looked cool when they first drew him. And then a couple of games later, it turned out that's because he's turning into Xehanort. And then that also retroactively implied that Cyax was also turning into Xehanort, which implies a relationship between Cyax and Xemnas that is different than what it was presented as. Like he's more of a right-hand man. And then also Xigbar is like an old god of some sort. And has been around this whole time.
Yeah.
And all of these things are together now. And also play the mobile
He
game.
has yellow eyes.
Just because they gave him yellow eyes once.
Yeah.
I love Xigbar. this is a lot. Sorry to Kingdom Hearts lore dump in the Great Ace Attorney chat. That makes no
But man,
sense unless you've seen all of Kingdom Hearts.
If you guys have never seen Another Side, Another Story, or Another Side, Another Story deep dive, like, watch it even without context, because you'll like
haven't
get
seen it.
chills being like, what the hell? And like, you won't get it. And like, I don't know. I just think it's like the coolest shit.
Is that a spoiler? Like, yes, it is, but like, I don't think you could possibly figure things
You
out.
could not parse that if you didn't know anything about Kingdom Hearts.
Even if you do know about Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts, like you couldn't figure out one of the last things that I said until the post-credits scene of I don't think it's even the base game of Kingdom Hearts 3. I think it's like an update of Kingdom Hearts 3. Here's a post-credit scene. And you won't know what's happening in the post-credit scene unless you watch a bonus movie that supports the mobile game. Matthew Mercer and Travis Willingham are there.
Also, then that scene in Another Side, Another Story is also like the final cut scene, the final chapter of 358 over 2 days.
Fucking Christ.
Oh,
Wait,
gives me chills.
what is Another Side, Another Story? Do I know what it is?
It's
Is
like
it the scene I'm
original
talking
secret
about?
Ending. It's the one. So it's like Roxas's first appearance, but like it was before they
Oh,
designed him.
yes. Yeah, I do know
You know
what
what I'm
this is.
talking
I Googled it and then
Yeah.
I saw the, it's a beautiful scene.
Oh god, it's so.
Do I remember a single thing about Roxas? Not really.
Jesse McCartney.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, a lot of things happen in Kingdom Hearts. I can't really explain it. It has occasional really, really beautiful cutscenes like that one. What is the scene I'm talking about from Kingdom Hearts Lushu reveal?
Blonde-haired kid.
Is this just Kingdom Hearts 3? I don't fucking remember. This is just a cutscene complete. Okay, I'm never gonna figure this out. Anyway, I'll ask the other Max and he will know. But as I say, yeah, it's the thing of like, I don't know how much they like retroactively put in. I do know that like Baskerville point of contention, and that's like it. It might say somewhere on Iris's art sheets, honestly, because like she's luckily a carbon copy of her mom because her mom could be designed later. They didn't have to worry about that until the last second. But like I can't tell if I'm making shit up or if there's like actual resemblance to her father. You know? It's hard to tell when you're a pink anime baby. Oh, where I wanted to go with that though is like Iris being as much of a prodigy as she is, like how much of that was influenced by, or like how much of that did they want to be related to having a bonkers genius prodigy dad versus being raised by Sholmes versus she's just an ace attorney weird girl. Could go anywhere. What was I gonna say? I'm gonna say something. Oh, I still have other notes about McGill. Oh, we discussed I thought better of Lord Van Zeeks, but there's another one. She's just the specialist little princess ever. I do really like the general headcanon that Iris, when she's a decade or so older, is gonna be like, yeah, she's gonna learn to like fly airplanes and shit. Of course she is. Oh, I remember the McGilded thing I wanted to talk about. He has a point where he says memory, recollection, what people think they saw. It's all a nonsense, yeah. Like the evidence is everything sentiment. Kristoff wishes he was like this on top of shit. Hey, remember how she called Sholmes her technician? Yeah. Crazy. That's her dad. The Sholmes-Iris relationship is everything. It's like, what if we did Phoenix and Trucy again, but like different?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
like, another example of
yeah, it's the same thing.
We're just not really doing very much new with this, are we?
It's Phoenix and Trucy. I like the addition, but wish they had gone more into it because I care about it a lot. That it seems to me that Sholmes doesn't call himself her dad because he doesn't believe that he's her dad. Like he doesn't
or
feel
that
like he's
worthy enough to
yeah,
be.
like he doesn't
absolutely.
believe that he is like living up to that. Like I think the reason, and I'm sure I'll go into this in 1.5 probably actually, where he mentions he's not able to lie to Iris because she can always tell, and then tells her that like functionally tells her that Eugen is her father, which leads me to believe that's like what he believes. And in my head that must be because, well, for the first like month of her life Mikotoba did raise her. And I guess he just like opts himself out of that because he's just like, well, no, I didn't really like do anything. This too is investigations too. This too is shit. What are their names in the new one? Judy Bound and Samson Tangaroa.
Oh fuck!
I love them.
I'm remembering them. God, man.
That's another. I don't think she ever calls him her
such
dad.
good characters.
They really are.
Oh. I always
Tune the
forget how
Phoenix to
good
Spare
of a
Sprite.
relationship they have, and how good a relationship that like Eddie has with them as well.
Yeah,
You
God.
know? God,
Replaying
it's
it was
just-
really good.
I mean, you know, a lot of people love Investigations 2-3 because of all the Gregory stuff, which
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
but like those,
Um,
yeah.
and it's very important lore-wise, and it's a good case in general.
Mhm.
But I think what really sells that case for me is the relationship between Eddie and Judy and Samson.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Like that's the parental relationships
Ugh.
case ever.
Yeah.
Especially like when you go back.
Frontal relationships game ever.
Yeah.
But that
But that
case
case,
especially.
Especially when you go back and you know that that's Simeon's father. And that's how terribly he treats his son. Did you see the art that somebody did of that case of it's like Simeon on a table with like several organs cut out of him? Like it's several organs cut out of him like by his father. And him like bleeding out basically, and it's a beautifully rendered piece. And then the artist like quote retweeted themselves and they were like, by the way, the like organs that I chose are the organs that are most affected by overconsumption of sugar. It was really good. It's a fucking investigation's too good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't revisit it that often because I'm so picky about the investigation's format, but like, investigation's too good. The parental relationship's good. The familial everything good. There's a clip of me, I say clip, it's like 20 minutes of highlights of me just like analyzing like parental relationships in, I think it's literally like, I'm paused in Excelsius Winter's garage. And I'm just like yapping about parental relationships and family and shit. God. Game good. The parental relationships in this good too. When we get to 2.5, I'm gonna yap a lot about like the lengths parents will go for their children in this franchise. I really love when a parent character is like, normally I am a good person. I would like kill and die for my kid though. I would do like unspeakable horrors for my kid though. I love when that happens. See also Genshin.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm getting sleepy. I had a vague thing about like, oh, also Ashley and Mason Milverton, the things that kids will do for their parents, even if like Strongheart invoking Cosmo and talking to Genshin. Get his name out of your mouth, bitch. Strongheart invoking Cosmo and talking to Genshin, but also that 100% working. It wasn't even a threat against Cosmo's life. It was, don't you want to see your son again? That was it. Like, that was enough for him to, like, go back on all of his morals and, like, enter just the shadiest deal possible for the chance at seeing his son again. I like this game. I like this game a lot. Anyway. Yeah, I had, like, a vague idea earlier about, like, revenge and, the fact that generally speaking, parents don't want to see their children take revenge, which I think is a better, more nuanced, like, theme than, if you take revenge, you're just as bad as they are. Don't do that. I think it's less that, and it's more about, like, I don't want to see my children bloodying their hands, or, like, I don't want to see other people bloodying their hands, etc. This too is Moriarty the Patriot. This too is Kazuma Asogi. This too is, like, literally everybody in this game. But yeah. It's getting sleepy. This too is Shrimp Fried Mason. Yeah. Something about doing that much for your kid, even not having seen that kid in, what, like 20 years or something? Crazy. 1.5's gonna be crazy again about the Milvertons. Anyway. Who is like... Does Penny Snapcube accept Wraith? She's live right now. I don't think she does.
I don't know.
I can try. If not, there's plenty of other people live that I can raid, but... in fact, there's another person playing the exact same game. But I want to see. I think it would be funny. Yeah. Oh, I should probably like do my update again before I like completely close out the stream. I'm sure everybody in chat already knows, but kind of make my thing a little bit bigger. Yes, very big, important announcement. I'm gonna be in Korea for like 5 weeks. I have to cross the ocean. I have to cross the ocean. There's a voice in my head telling me I have to cross the ocean. No. But I'm gonna be gone. So 1-4 is not going to start until I'm back, which is going to be in late November at the earliest, but likely December. Because like holidays and shit. All right, so there's that. Same thing with 999 Yakuza 0. I'm not gonna be doing that. I will be trying very hard to feed people little pieces of Great Ace Attorney cheese in the meantime, though. Don't worry.
Yummy.
Okay.
Squeak, squeak.
Yes. Insert Susato "Don't be a mouse" quote from earlier in this case.
Yes.
Jack already left, but
Don't be a mouse, Mr. Naruto.
don't be a mouse, Mr. Naruto. Jack already left because they have very important things to do tomorrow. But thank you, Mads, for coming on for this case as well. You can't see me, but I'm doing little heart hands.
Yay.
Yeah. I really wanted you on this case.
Yep.
For obvious reasons.
This is the peak of TGAA for me. It's all downhill from here. I'm just kidding.
Have fun in Korea, thank you. I mean, if it is the peak, then it is all downhill from there. It doesn't have to be a steep hill.
It's not.
Anyway. Yeah, I will be bringing my Great Ace Attorney beans and taking pictures of them in obnoxious places. Fear not. I just will be busy touching grass, so I probably won't be, like, streaming. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can raid Penny Snapcube, because that would be really funny.
He's very funny.
I assume she's not going to accept that. Oh my god, we totally can. That's crazy.
Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna raid Penny Snapcube. All right. Yeah, I have to cross the ocean. Good night, everybody.